In terms of vintage, we do have a limited quantity that we produce each year, and because making quality wines is very labour intensive and very costly, they're not mass produced. They're produced in smaller quantities, and so that we can focus on doing the very best for those wines. So our wines, we produce our wines, for example, our productions across our different range of wines range from as little as 500 cases up to a maximum of a few thousand cases. So it's not a lot of wine, and it means that our wines are quite exclusive, and they're not widely available, but hopefully it makes our wines much more special, so that the people who do get to, while there might be less people who get to enjoy them, hopefully our goal is that the people who do get to consume our wines enjoy them a lot more. Matakana Estate wines are exclusive because we produce the wines in small volumes, because our focus is not about producing large volumes, but rather on producing very high quality. With our clientele, we have developed a very regular following, and it's always, in fact, one of the nicest things is we get letters from some of the people that have been buying our wines since we first opened started selling our wines, and so for us it has been very pleasing to see that most of our customers who buy our wines from us have remained very regular customers over the last 10 years at least, and we often get letters where people are talking to us about they've really enjoyed seeing the evolution of our wines and the subtle changes of our wines from one vintage to the next, and talking about the subtle changes in the character as if they're really watching a person develop over that time. So yes, wine's a very personal product, and it is something that it makes it very interesting for people if you get to see the Matakana Estate Pinot Gris and how that evolves over a 10-year period and how it changes. It's a little bit like seeing how a person's personality evolves and develops and changes over the time. I would like to hope that our Matakana wines make good gifts. I think they do, because we certainly get some wonderful feedback from people who've had the wines given to them as gifts, and in fact many of our long-term loyal customers have come from people who have first had the wines given to them as a gift. So the fact that they do become long-term customers is very gratifying. I think perhaps the reason why our wines are seen as being suitable, very good for gifts, is twofold. One is that our single-minded goal is to produce wines amongst the very best quality in New Zealand, and so people know that our wines are made that they are high quality wines, and that in order to achieve that we make them in quite small volumes. So I think another thing that's just nice when they've been given as a gift is people know that the wines are fairly exclusively available, and so they're getting something a little bit different and a bit special when they get given our wines as a gift.